What do you do with a rusty gas tank? So when you buy a Mercedes that has sat for years and years and years, and the car has, or if you've had a Mercedes that's sat for years and years and years, there is a silent enemy that you really only find out about when you start running the car again, and that is the rusty gas tank. So the rusty gas tank is a real anomaly in Mercedes land because it only really occurs in cars that have sat for a while. Otherwise, Mercedes tanks are actually very high quality and don't seem to rust out unless the cars have been dormant. And this afflicts diesel Mercedes and gasoline Mercedes, but in diesels it's less destructive. And on gas Mercedes, it's a little bit more aggressive when the cars sit for a long time. And that's because of the fact that gasoline has so much oxygen packed into its molecules. So, what are some solutions when you get a rusty gas tank? Well, the first thing that I really have to warn you about is having the inside of the tank coated. Now, if you have to repair your gas tank, there are two things you can do. The first thing you can do is you can get the tank cut open, blasted. You can get any pinholes welded. Then you can weld the tank shut, coat the inside once you're sure all the rust is gone, make sure it's airtight, and put it back in the car. That is an acceptable way to fix a gas tank. The second one is to literally let the inside of the gas tank soak with muriatic acid so that all the rust is killed, and then you can coat the inside of the gas tank after that. Now the second process, of course, acid etching, is extremely dangerous. I don't really recommend it for somebody that's not prepared to protect themselves in the event of an acid burn. That means you have to have a lot of water, and the acid etching has to occur for a while. And prepare to get a possible Swiss cheese gas tank if the rust has gone all the way through. So it may not work. It's for this reason that Mercedes makes a lot of new gas tanks. And that's why if you need a gas tank for a 108 or a 112 or another car, you can get a new one. And there are even some aftermarket ones available, you know. I usually tell people go with the genuine Mercedes tank because it's the only one that's going to be built right. But if you want to save a few dollars just because you need your car to run, it's okay to get an aftermarket gas tank from, say, Dan Scotto Parts or, I don't know, other companies. What I don't like to see are tanks that don't fit. So I've had some cars come in here with aluminum gas tanks that look like something from a boat. I don't like it just because it looks kind of honky. It looks like something you'd put in a Chevy pickup. You know, I just don't like aluminum. I don't like fabricated aluminum gas tanks. I want to see a real gas tank. Just because it fits better. You know, at least a replica tank. But my point is here, what you can't do is you can't go get the gas tank cleaned out, washed out, boiled out, scrubbed out, and then coat the inside with insulating epoxy. That will buy you a few years at best, and then you'll start to see rust particles re-emerging and getting in your fuel filter, in your fuel pumps, in your screen at your fuel distributor, if you have a diesel, inside the primary fuel filter, you know. I find with diesel tanks though, as long as there are no perforations, generally you can pressure wash all the loose rust out, and as long as you're running the car and not letting it sit around with a bunch of moisture in the tank, you'll be fine. You might get some particles in the primary filter, the main filter, every once in a while, but truth be told, a diesel, you can clean a tank on a diesel and it will probably be okay unless it is severely rusted. Now, I had a 300 SD that sat for years and years and years and years and years, and I was on my way to somewhere very important, and I was like in Plant City. I was in the No de Sasa, which is an exit off of I-4. and the tank actually rusted shut and rusted so badly and started dropping rust particles that my filters plugged up. So that's like a no-win scenario. Kobayashi Maru, for those of you who like Star Trek, or you know, some other things. You just can't win with a severely rusted gas tank. So all in all, getting your gas tank fixed the right way may cost as much as a new tank from Mercedes. You can get some great deals on Mercedes gas tanks if you know the right dealerships, such as Husker Auto Group or Classic Center. They'll all give you good deals, you know. So rusty gas tank, I hate to say it, but the best course of action is to put a new tank in, or a good used rust-free tank. I haven't talked about that much because I don't like the blood gas tank trade. You know, a blood auto part is a part that was salvaged from a perfectly good car. But occasionally you do find a good used tank here or there. You still have to pay up for it, but it's better than having a rusty tank where rust is getting into everything. I don't know. So before we go, I want to plug my friend's channel, my friend Aviv's channel, New vs Old, New versus Old. And they have 3 episodes of a really great show that is cooking right now, and they all feature Classic Mercedes. Aviv was a producer for a show called The Grand Tour. And some of you might have seen it. You know, there are a lot of producers for Grand Tour. It takes a lot of work to put up, but Aviv is a veteran of the industry, so he's not an amateur. My point is that he really knows what the heck he's doing, and the quality of the show is great, and he's gotten some really great British celebrities to drive Classic Mercedes somehow, you know. Anyway, please tap the bell if you want to be notified of our new videos. Please like and share. And we're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Please make it possible for us. And in the meantime, please enjoy working on your Mercedes Benz. And for those of you who signed up with Patreon this week, thank you. We're looking forward to having a new Mercedes Classic soon, so we'll keep you posted about that. Anyway, enjoy working on your Mercedes and don't drive around with a rusty gas tank.